Good morning once again, everyone. So today we are going to move on with the geography chapter number one on environment. So let's take a quick recap of the chapter what we have studied till now. So we have studied that what is environment. Environment means our surroundings that have been made of various things. Some are biotic, some are abiotic, including the physical factors also. Then we come to know about the natural environment is there and human environment is there. So in natural environment, we studied about atmosphere. Okay, the four realms of the earth. First was atmosphere, a blanket of air covering our earth, okay, which has all the gases. Then we learnt about the hydrosphere, that most of the part of our earth surface is covered with water, that is 71% of the earth surface. So hydrosphere includes all the water bodies on earth and wherever water is present on earth. Then we move on to the lithosphere, that includes all the landmass on earth, especially the seven major continents and all the islands. Then we got to know about biosphere. That biosphere is a narrow sphere of activity or narrow sphere that includes all the existed life on earth. Okay, now biosphere can also be divided into various small sections, okay, known as ecosystems or biomes. So what is an ecosystem? It is a small area where you will find all the living and non-living things interacting with each other. Okay, and they may be having different climatic conditions and other physical factors. Okay, so all the ecosystems of the world make up the biosphere. Okay, so for example, an ecosystem system of your garden may be different from the ecosystem of a big forest or a big garden, okay, or a field. So any ecosystem, any place where there are different types of plants or where are different organisms living together with their other factors, physical factors, they are known as ecosystems. So here now all living and non-living plus human, they all make up a balance which is known as ecological balance. So if you eradicate one thing from the environment, the balance will not continue. Okay, it will harm other things. If we delete all the, you can say, living organisms, okay, for example, if you delete a species of birds, it will affect the fertility or the existence of plants where on which the bird was dependent and was carrying out the seeds to different places. So in both ways, plant will also suffer and the that particular bird will also suffer. So that's how everything plays a very important role in the existence of life on earth. Now we will move on to the human environment. So human environment means the environment created by humans. So if you look around, you will see various things which have been created by the human beings, which are made by the human beings. Now these fields of crops, where the crop is cultivated, they are also human environment. They are part of human environment. Okay. Though they are living, crops are living things, plants are living, but since they have been grown by the humans, so it makes up the human environment. But same thing is there for parks. Okay, then we have the buildings, roads, okay, all types of concrete we have covered the surface with, that includes the human environment. All human activities also are the part of human environment. For example, we have studied the realms of earth, that hydrosphere and a biosphere, lithosphere, atmosphere is there. In the same way, human environment also has some domains. For example, it has the political domain, social, cultural, and economic. Economic means activities related to finance and our living. Cultural, the cultures we follow, various activities are included in that. Social means are division of society and how the people are divided into different castes, religions, etc. Political means how the country is divided into different parts and how there is a difference between different parts of the same country. Okay, and also other political activities. So all this becomes makes up the human environment. Now it is there is no harm in maintaining the human environment, but why we are studying human environment or what is the need to study the human environment? Because humans have now started increased their activities beyond the limits. They have crossed the limits of their activities, which leads to interference with the natural environment, and now it had led to the destruction of the natural environment. Okay. For example, for economic activities, we need to clear the forest, okay, at large scale. Sometimes our activities may kill the birds or kill the animal life. So it will affect the natural environment. It creates the imbalance. Okay. So that's why we need to study the human environment also, and we have to correct ourselves. We have to make such policies which will lead to the survival of both natural and human environment. So we have to keep up the growth, okay, because we are living in a society where there is a need of several things. We are not now dependent upon nature for all things. We are now need very sophisticated things also, or the luxurious things. To develop those things, to manufacture those things, we have to install the factories. We have to do many activities which will lead to the destruction of the environment or factors of environment. So to make aware the people about what they are doing with their environment, we need to study the human environment thoroughly and their effects on the natural environment. So in the last few decades in India, there has been an awareness regarding the natural environment and human environment. Now we have made several laws regarding protection of our natural environment. Okay, so there is a lot of pressure, or you can say focus is being given on the sustainable development. So if you have not heard this word previously, so I would make clear that what is the meaning of this word. Sustainable environment. Sustainable development means development with for keeping the protection of environment in consideration. Okay, we we have to keep our growth rate, economic growth rate, but we also have to safeguard the environment. So for this, several laws have to be made. Government have to make different policies so that there must not be any harm to the environment. For example, to control pollution, there are several laws. Okay, to control water pollution, there are several laws. To control global heat, there are several laws being made by the government. And there are various NGOs, non-government organizations, and lot of other agencies which are making special efforts to aware people to not to harm the environment. So our activities, for example, we are increasing the fisheries, okay, catching of fish on large scales. So here is the word aquaculture. Aquaculture means farming of aquatic organisms like fish, crustaceans, mollusks, and aquatic plants. So this is called aquaculture. So increased aquaculture have led to imbalance in the marine life or destruction of the marine life. What is marine life? The organisms living in oceans. Okay. So अगर हम बड़े लार्ज स्केल के ऊपर हंट करते हैं, कैच करते हैं फिश को या किसी भी ऑर्गेनिज्म को, देन it will lead to the extinction of that organism and overall imbalance of the natural environment or the ecosystem of that area in particular. So here you can see various methods. This is a traditional method of fishing. Actually, it's a Chinese net, Chinese system of fishing. It is being followed in India at large scale in coastal areas. Here you can see mining going on large scale. For this mining, coal is extracted and a large area has been divided of forest. Okay, the forest have been cut and the mines have been developed there. You can see here the plowing, traditional way of plowing. So towards what we have done towards sustainable development, realizing the gravity of the situation, the government in association with people's group has chalked out the environment sensitive plans, regulations and safeguards. The 1996 notification on environment impact assessment has been designed to make development projects ecologically sensitive. Then there is the coastal regulation zone CRZ notification of 1991, which makes access to natural resources for commercial activities more difficult. Okay, so we have made some laws which have made the access of people to natural resources for commercial activities difficult. What are commercial activities? Commercial activities means activities done for the business. Okay, business activities. Now, we have asked for liberalization. Liberalization means opening up our government or our country for various countries for trade purposes or any other nations. Okay, but here we are concerned more about the economic activities that in this liberalized era means period, time period. Okay, so this period of time we have liberalized our policies, means we are trading with other countries, and for that purpose we have increased our production. Okay, production of products. So when production of products will increase, then naturally we will need more resources. When we need more resources, there will be a pressure on the resources itself. Okay, so for sustainable development we can move on towards the various methods which will lead to protection of conservation of environment. Okay, remarkable work has been done for development of human environment. This includes the following. For example, spread of organic farming networks in the states like Maharashtra and Uttarakhand with other states. So organic farming means not using the chemical fertilizers and pesticides which can harm the environment and also human beings, because those excess chemicals which enter our body, okay, also, and they may get mixed up with the underground water also if there is heavy rain. Women self groups have been made which are manufacturing products based on natural resources. Decentralized water harvesting facilities which provide relief in drought prone areas. Decentralized means giving access to all, especially to states and to other households, especially in Rajasthan where there is always a scarcity of water. So rain water harvesting is a very good method to use properly the rainwater. Okay. Holistic development of villages, which has reversed the rural urban migration pattern in some villages of Maharashtra. Holistic means overall development of the villages, and more production activities have been introduced so that people may get employment in their own area, okay, local areas. So that was our chapter. Here you can see the diagram of showing rainwater harvesting. So we will now discuss more about these, and now I will take your doubts. Okay. So be ready with your doubts.